You in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
And North has done it. They have toppled mousesports in somewhat of a convincing fashion here. It was a battle back there from the ends, but it would appear as though Voldemort is back, and we do know him to be a lethal competitor. Chad Spudge Burchill will be here with me. Spudge.
It's like a mixture of sponge and spud. Now all the nicknames are blending together.
The Spudge Burchill. Yeah,
it's like a smudge on your windscreen.
Yeah, kind of like some might even consider this matchup. Chad.
Or what a mouse would be.
Just happened?
Well, I think, the strong starts from North are definitely starting to play into here. We know this adjustment with the economy comes in, but on the T side, able to string 4 together off the bat with pistol is fantastic. On the CT side, they grabbed pistol as well and converted the 3. So that's kind of what we're used to seeing. I wanted to make a couple of notes. Obviously, Volda had a fantastic game, but early on, it looked like North were finding a lot of success when they were hitting that B bomb site. As soon as you got the change from mousesports, they just gave it up and were playing retake or playing a little bit more disruptive over there. They were able to find some success and claw back rounds on their CT side. You can see them getting those 4 in the end there to close her out. It's not that I felt like North were running out of tactics. I think that's just where, mousesports actually warmed into the game. But we did go into this, and you asked me who I predicted, and I think that North are a better Inferno team, even though they have only been together for a short period of time. This is one of their most played maps. Whereas for mousesports, this is one of their middle ground to weaker maps. So you're not really expecting these guys to have the same level on this one, purely because they're such a mid-round team, right, Trace? They're such a team that relies on once you get into the bomb site, then they're able to clutch out. Not as easy to do on a map like Inferno.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess looking throughout this lineup, this is 2 lineups that have all the tools that they need. They have just about everything that they need to figure out where they want to go and how they want to accomplish it. But it seems as though both these lineups can have a bit of a trippy time to running across that finish line.
Well, you have to think about this roster for mousesports. They were a top 5 team in the world before they made the change, right? They just kind of dipped off at Star Ladder Season 5. They still went and made that change. They still benched Stico, and I think that they can be a top 5 team again. And the cool narrative right now, at least in the CS scene, is all the teams that dipped on off are now resurging, right? Mousesports are on their way back up. You've got MIBR doing similar scenes. Obviously, Na'Vi and Liquid are 2 of the top dogs in the world right now. Australis being a massive name as well. So it's a really cool time, I think, for Counter-Strike with teams building back to this. And North are one that have constantly had these sporadic results. Now, I think, they're hoping with the in-game leadership change that they can make sure that they're more consistent going forward, and they're kind of building towards that. But in this head-to-head matchup right now, going into Mirage as number 2, this is where I think that, this mousesports have the big edge because this is their home map.
Well, we do have a little bit of an edge here, too, and perhaps we just kind of jump off of it there, Chad. We're going to be going into Mirage, and with that, we can take a look at our head-to-head between this last matchup and Cadian and Oscar, 2 players we've identified as big players when it comes to AWP and what they can accomplish with it on any given Sunday.
Yeah, precisely. And the AWPs for this game were both influential. Oscar had the most AWP kills in the server with 16, and Cadian towards the end of that piece to close it out had a couple of key rounds with the big green, right? So both of them really being able to play in such good fashion. And as you can see on the screen right here, we've got the stats from that first game up on the screen. But to note, going into Mirage, this is where I think that Oscar is actually more of a proficient AWPer because he can do it better in the mid-round. He's more of a combat AWPer than a player like Cadian. And if we bring up the map I think we have ready and raring to go, I can point out a couple of the key locations. So the fly-through right now is probably not going to take us to where we need to be. It's not...
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
We're going to be going through the B halls. We're actually going to pass the TV right here.
Ooh,
on our route to where we're going, Chad.
What's on the TV, do you think?
Probably, it's hard to say. I think they canceled HBO throughout the apartments, so it's going to be something a little less. Perhaps
Here we go. This is the one that we were looking for. So we've actually, you and I, both spoken to Simple, the best player in the world, firsthand to hear his opinion on AWPing on this map. And he says, do not AWP window. Which is right here. You're going to say to me, Chad, but AWPing window makes a lot of sense, right? That's the area to lock down. The reason high-level Counter-Strike you don't want to be AWPing window is because you're always going to get pushed out of position with utility. You're going to be Molotov off the line, you're going to be smoked out of position, they're going to be HEing you, they're going to be doing a lot of damage through that. So you're going to see the AWPers mainly going through positions like Connector, where they're able to take picks towards mid and get away safely. They can either do the jump from window to short, take a pick towards there, use it in the B halls for information. This is one that is used more of a secondary AWPer position. But here's a good note with mouse mousesports. They have that double AWP setup of Chris J and Oscar, and they both can use it around middle. Chris J loves to use it towards catwalk, Oscar either from that window position mid to late round. And it's just going to be a bit of a brawl on Mirage, I think.
Well, speaking of Mirage, we're about to jump into that, but who do you got?
I'm going to go with mousesports this time.
Okay,
I'm feeling
so we're thinking the split of maps.
Yeah, this is really their best map. It has been for a very long time, and I think they're going to come out on top here.
Well, two guys that always come out on top, no matter where they're at and what the conditions are commentators who are ready to bring back into the fold. Perhaps we do just that. We do have a little nice headset.
It's getting cold. You know, I got to keep my ears warm.
Looks great.
It's actually so I can hear the producers, all right? And you know what? I don't really... It looks good. It does. Mr. Mirage, Karate Kid, we're going into Mirage, my home map.
Are you ready? True. I'm absolutely ready. I'm excited. I agree with Chad. It is mousesports' absolute best. The double AWP combo is something to...
Wax on, wax off.
Exactly. I don't know where we got this from, but I do like it. It's good to be back in the studio. Yeah, doing a good job.
So what
Looking
happens,
good.
truthfully, you can tell we're a little rusty. What happens is I'm supposed to do this segment. Then when we go to this, then I put on the headset, but I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. So,
Yes.
nonetheless, you are right. I agree with what they're saying, don't op window normally. I will say there was one little caveat that you can catch teams off with now, and that is the use of the Molotov to block the smoke. Teams that are doing that can get away with 1 or 2 picks. It's not something you can do every round, but it does create the possibility. The point made, though, is that you do get pushed out pretty quickly, and I agree with that. And then once you're caught in transition, that's when you lose that little bit of map control you need.
Yeah, sure. I absolutely agree. We'll see whether this is going to be a successful game for the AWPers, as we are almost into the action. You see they're ready on the server right now. They'll just be setting themselves up, and it will be a T-side start for mousesports, what we can see here. So there we go, round 1, hopefully starting very soon. I agree with the guys. I think mousesports should have the upper hand here, but North definitely capable of playing this map, of course. It's going to be in every team's wheelhouse, pretty much. See Chris J getting it done in warm-up, ready to go. He'll be towards that short position on the CT side. Joined by Oscar, will be jumping around connector, window, palace, B, just pretty much everywhere. On the T side, Oscar likes to play towards the B apartments with the AWP, pretty unorthodox approach, but he gets some fantastic shots in that position. He's very good at working it. He knows how to exploit CT defenses. It looks like we might be getting ready. Remember, this is 2 maps between these 2 teams. We just had Inferno. North managed to pick it up. Who will come out on top of Mirage? That's the big question. Everyone's asking themselves right now.
Is it?
I guess so. Right now, I just want to get going. Get the match
Underway. Hank is a keener. You're anticipating. What's the word? How do they say that in The Giver? Everyone was anxious. Perhaps that's not the right word. It's there's another word that they use. I can't remember. There's an exact quote there that I'm trying to say about The Giver when he goes on the sled ride. You probably don't even know The Giver, do you, Henry?
No.
Lois Lowry? It's her greatest novel. Nonetheless, Jonas, we'll get underway either way.
We're off.
Apprehensive, that's the word they use.
Well, for now, mousesports with the PT-50 in the hands of Robs. Chris J, who presumably bought the utility at the start, which has now been deployed. He'll have not a whole lot to work with. Glock no armor. Sunny in that connector, you can see the utility allows him to get closer and closer towards the position. Just as the smoke goes down, he pushes through, sneaks past towards jungle, and we'll find ourselves in a bit of a stalemate here.
So far, certainly not a crazy fast pace to the pistol round, although AZ will take down Chris. Rops will take down Katie, and in return, so we still sit one aside. Sunny, however, has window. This is a pinch play because toward checkers, they have to back off of it, and in doing so, Valdo's going to go back over toward B, where the bomb is now planted. He is not certainly in a comfortable position. Sunny doesn't have to push onto him, but he certainly is in position to try and catch rotations. Kirby's going to look for it. He's going to go down. That allows Sunny now to push back through the vent should he elect to do so. 3 players inside checker. He'll get that call. Oscar's got an AZ. Great setup from the T's, from mousesports to take over B.
mousesports done a great job managing to split towards that B-bomb site, getting it done, and we will find ourselves with the full eco, presumably, from North. I don't see them buying into this whatsoever. Got to get their guns out next round. Let's see if that's the case. And as you can see, bit of a gimme for mousesports, not really much to report. Just the USPs, not a single dollar purchased as North waits for the AKs to run up towards the bomb site itself. Looks like it'll be a very quick round. B stack, to be fair, they're just looking for a couple of kills, remember, the CTs. can get that, it's a successful round.
Shots out. Sunny trying to collect more kills. He did get one in the mix. He will go down. It's taken out in the end as Oscar gets Katie, and KRB leaves a chance for a gun, a chance for the AK. Doesn't want to overstep the mark. I might have pressed E on that really quickly, but he's got an AK. And he's going to use that very well to catch out Sticko. Things falling apart for mousesports. Thankfully, they've made that call based on information, based on chaos. Let's go back to A, boys. After you, sir. And that's exactly what they'll do.
In they go, absolutely. It will be Valda and Kiabi to defend, but bomb's gone down, smoking off towards short. Kiabi anticipates a player backstabbing him. That won't be the case. That's essentially a waste of a smoke, really. Valda coming in from the apartments. mousesports looking for the 2-0. Remember, this was the eco, essentially, from North, and they've got themselves in a promising position here. Is that a flashbang from his own teammate? I believe it was.
It's fine, Henry. He's just testing him.
But every kill they get at this point, that's still worth. Like, if you'd taken Robstat there, so if you didn't win the round, so much money taken away from the T side, and the CTs are going to be swelling. Kiabi gets 3 kills in total, saves an AK. He can even drop an AWP, man. He can drop an AWP for his teammate if he wanted to. I don't think that'll be the case, considering he hasn't got armor. But still, what a round that is. He can at least drop an M4. But everyone's pretty much fine. He doesn't have to, really. We'll see what the play is here. AK and the Kiabi doesn't seem to be dropping a massive amount. Might have wanted to keep the money strong with Cadian, perhaps, but either way, we get into round number 3. mousesports wounded after that one. Cost them way too much. 3 players going down. Like I said, 2 would be a success story. 3, pretty astonishing on the full eco. And it's going to be the A execution, but looks things from mousesports here. Smokes down. Flashes too. Molotovs, of course. The full set meal coming. As it's going to be Cadian to defend as well. Chris J just swings out with the Galil, takes him down, but there is a response at least, but maybe not for long. 3 on 2, going to be Valda and Kiabi trying to retake here. They have no kits and barely any utility.
Chris saw the shoulder. He didn't want to redress it without some utility. He'll throw it instead. Now, did he see him? Yeah, okay, did. Wanted to check and see if there was someone else perhaps first, but knows now that they've got one in CT. He'll back off. No need to overcommit to that fight. More so when they have the man advantage still. Doesn't want to give access. The bomb, which continues to tick on this, the 3rd round. Oscar will find Valda in the window, and they know now exactly where Kiarbi was, so he'll hold the vent. Kiarbi, well aware of that, won't go anywhere, but they will go after him. They want that AK gone. They want North with little to work with. Might get the shot on Chris. Whoa, okay, fair play. I thought a little slow to stagger out and try and get the peek, and it was against an AK on an M4.
Well, mousesports are up and about. They will be in a very promising situation. Now, after that nightmare 2nd round as well, you'd think they might give the 3rd up, but Chris J, assertive play towards the A side, swinging out, getting it done with the Galil. Bit of a partial buy here from North. One of those rounds we don't expect much of, but I said that before about round number 2 as well, so maybe there is something to be said here. Round 4 coming through, the favourites so far. mousesports in the lead, but Kiabi does steal one back. They're always going to be deadly in these sort of rounds, and the B split will come in. But will the CT go to rotate some time? I'm not sure.
Sonny already inside of the B site, looking to clear things out with the MAC-10. Sticko is having other ideas. Now Sonny gets up close. Nice little lineup for him. Easily done with Oscar's aid as he takes down Gade. Easy in the window. Little to do, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, 5-7 only. He will get Sonny. Awkward. Put 5 HP left. That's not enough to battle against Oscar, and it's 4-0 for mousesports.
Absolutely is.
Great start for them on T side, more so given that if Chad's prophecy is true, this is their best map. This puts them in a great position at the start of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. On the T side as well, you know, that's everything. CT side and map, 4-0 here. You're looking comfortable. Money starting to rebuild after the nightmare sequences, but still, it's absolutely fine here. Christian on the M4 as well. Sunny with the bravery, pushing through the smoke, and times it well. Oh, Gage. Lucky to be alive there. Sunny doesn't actually get 1, but Chris J gets 3. Out of nowhere, the M4A4 as well, not even the AK-47. He demolishes the A site as he looks for a bit more here as well. Sticker might be taken down through the smoke, and indeed he will be. Overcommits to that in my opinion, but still, the round looks secure. Rops will find the penultimate frag. It's going to be Gage who confirms the fact that he'll be giving up this 5th round to mousesports.
Yeah.
He'll be saving the weapon in T-spawn.
And any damage that he does is right now is beneficial as well. More so if they could get one of the ops down, because they're going to carry a double op over, which means even with that reset potential, they still have a lot of weapons. They're going to actually trade one out to try and hunt him out of this. So 5-0 going to be the start. There's the shot onto Oscar. That is the op, but he can't get there. So I was thinking if he could get one of those, hold it, maybe they can get something rolling, but now they will at least have that maximum bonus to buy around. Cadian goes for the op anyway. Glass cannon, fair enough.
Yeah, well, there it is. He's going to see whether he can get it done. They're going to need it at this point. They can't get the double orbs out. You can see what a bare bones buy it is as well. Must have invested way too much before. Because they got maximum loss bonus right now. And they're coming in with barely any utility and a single orb of no armor. Like, what did they spend their money on? Where's it all gone? They should have been a lot more frugal with their purchases. And that's better, though. That lovely boost we see quite often these days. Takes down Chris J. No idea that was going to be deployed. As Valda holding up towards the apartments. Good smoke. Will buy them some time and confirm the 5-on-4. So mousesports will reposition. Back towards middle. Sunny has a player right in front of him. Not sure if he realizes this. Kiabi waiting towards the connector. Nice work by Gade to actually come out on top of that situation.
Sticko. Sneaking up the counter cat position. We call it Tiger. Cat and Tiger.
Yeah.
Gets up to Wardlock Key, whatever you... There's many names for it. Formerly, I think CPL. Wasn't that where like the vent
CPL
was?
as I call it still.
Yeah, because the vent was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's way back. Way back playback. Brought to you by Hank G. AZ's got ROPS.
Well, this is the first round.
Well, through the smoke as well.
We'll see what they can do. Has to be a clean one here from North. They're going to lose their loss bonus at this point. We know the money's already wrecked. This is the round they have no smokes, no flashes. Cadian, though, the boost sets them up, funnels the tees towards A. Sticko, nothing to do. Clean sweep for the first round of the board for North there. Much better. Gonna need a lot more where that came from to stand a chance here against mousesports and Mirage. Double up setup at all? Just a single one for now. And we'll see round 7 get underway. What's going to be the formation of the CTs and the approach of the terrorists? They are sending 3 players right now towards B apartments. Chris J given the responsibility to go first. Presumably Oscar not far behind. Cadian going to be aware of the tendencies of mousesports here, but he's got a player right in front of him. That's Chris, and they'll walk right by him, and it's going to be a double kill again. He got 3 on the A side before, heads over to B, gets 2. That's round already done. You wouldn't even attempt this retake. It's not even possible, really, unless Sunny gave up a kill for free, which he might. There might be something to suggest they'll go for this one, but Sticko, great positioning as usual. We'll take down Gade. That will be the confirmation they need, and that is the reset map. They kept 5 players alive short, but remember they had no grenades.
Nope.
So the reinvestment's still significant in the previous round.
1,400, that's all they get. So with that, the 2 that are alive, they have to stay alive. They could distribute the wealth ever so slightly, but not really a lot available to them. They certainly will be handicapped. You'll see some SMGs come out if they want to even try and attempt to bring out utility. Thankfully, AZ has 1 kit. But mousesports looking to make it 6-1 in an attempt to bring this back to 1-1 on the night. You're just joining us. North did win on Inferno. I think it was 16-12? 16-11,
Yes.
maybe.
Yeah. Something on those lines.
16-12. With a 9-6, 10-3. So, now we get to see that wealth be distributed. Get to see that money depleted once again. And only going on to now, as you said last time, the first round. This will be the second round, 1,900. They're actually looking at a reset after this round, should they not somehow magically pull this off. Sunny toward mid, smoke down already on Catwalk. That allows him to cross over to the boxes. Spotted by Gade. They wanted to get aggressive and get away with one, but they can't.
Good stuff. Sunny duking it out towards middle. Chris J just looks relentless right now. Just helping himself to frags, left, right, and center. Getting it done. Winning the round single-handedly. That's the B bomb site again. Chris de Jong just showing us what he can do in these bomb sites. And that is another horrible situation. Only $1,900 per player now on the north side. They have to save these 3 weapons. mousesports going to come hunting, though. If they get even one kill, that'll be very significant and affect the landscape of the next round. Sunny looks like he's up for it, though. He'll be coming with the pre-fire on the angle here. Nails it as well. Why is Hazy buggering around, pulling out his knife and stuff? I'm not sure what his play was at. It looked like to me he pulled his pistol out or something and then got caught out. Maybe just bored. Does happen. And there we go. Sunny might find all of them here. And indeed he does. 4 kills right at the end. Leaves them with absolutely nothing. They have been wrecked.
I knew you were going to say it. It's a great choice of word.
Yeah.
You spelt that with an R-E-K-T.
I did.
If I were to guess.
Yep. Spot on.
7-1. That is spot on for mousesports. Only the single op for Oscar. Kirby's going to just give it a go. Give it the beans.
It's a little snake pushing the A ramp. But,
I'm going to say this yields a kill.
yeah?
Yeah, just one though. And then they're going to go toward B. I say that. Sonny's already looking down. There's the kill. There's the kill. Now run to B. Bomb planted. They get a gun from this. They might get Rops.
Yeah, I think they will.
He's a little close and a little bit alone. He's running out of ammo. There you go. He's gone. All right, fair enough. They've made it expensive. They've gotten 2 guns. They're not going to go very far with those guns because Chris is already back down middle of where the situation. They have a situation. We have a situation here, Hank.
What's the situation?
The situation is that Valda still gets away with the AK-47.
That is quite the situation, but whether he'll keep it, it's another one altogether. It looks like he will, considering he's gone back towards A. No one chasing on that side of the map. It looks like it's confirmed. It's under control. And it will be the 8th on the board for mousesports. But that was the full eco. Last chance here for North. Need to pull out the socks now and show us what they can do on this particular map. Hasn't been too compelling so far. But still all to play for, of course. We'll see round 10 come through. AK's purchased, well, brought over. And a tactical timeout. North need this. Need to work out what the problem is. Why are they getting so destroyed?
Destroyed.
Yeah.
So, hashtag wrecked.
Yeah, exactly. Right now it's been a case of the finances, I guess. They haven't really been able to do much at all. They did win one round and get reset afterwards, then try to save weaponry. Sunny took them all down. Chris James has been walking into bomb sites left, right, and center, just killing everyone. Not really much you can do against that if he's just absolutely obliterating you.
It's the truth. It's the gosh darn truth. Can't get anything going. Can't get control of any part of the map. Can't get mid. Can't get money. Everyone loves money.
Orgs out for Cadian. Is this the lifeline? The entry to the game? He'll jump up and miss it towards short. Some smoke to get back towards the connector. There's so much utility being dumped in his direction. Needs to be very careful. Shall be the first frag. Gage second. Much better now. Need to make these clean rounds though. 5 versus 3. Oscar will retreat towards mid and they'll just go into a formation now where they can just work the picks. More of a default setup instead of just trying to continue the pressure, the momentum. Just going to be probing alone, using their individual stars to crack open sides here. It's worked effectively so far. Chris J down at this point, though. Sunny, very effective in these sort of roles, waiting for someone to make a mistake.
Shot Valda. That is a mistake. Cadian bringing out the big green, and I ain't talking about the op.
You ain't talking about the what?
The AUG, not the op.
Okay.
As Rops takes down Valda, that brings us to another situation in which North can finally capitalize on a round. Gade's going to swing out. Rops goes down. Just one man remaining. It's Oscar with an op. Up close. Nearly got underneath of the crosshair of Gade, but the headshot lands before he could fire. And it's 8-2. This time it's not quite a maximum loss bonus reset. It's 3 rounds.
See if they can do it. It all starts here. They lose this round, though. Could be a very convincing game for mousesports. We'll see. They've got one more round buy available to them. Chris J to be challenged, and it's actually Cadian that comes out on top. He wants a bit more of the action as well. As AZ gets the second frag, it's looking like North are back in this round, but still a couple of kills come forward, and it will be a 3-on-3 very quickly there. Sunny waiting for his next chance to strike. You can see how low the mousesports players are. Sunny and Sticko both dinked in the process. That's the advantage of having the AK against the M4s. If you do come down to a clean 1 versus 1, you're likely to win it due to the fact that the multiple bullets required from the M4A4 to get a kill. Flashbang towards apartments. Oscar aware of the potential for player there as they smoke it out as well. This is actually looking quite good now. Huge round. So many implications for the north side. Flashbang comes out from KDM. Bomb not planted yet, and it might not even go down here. Oscar will take one down towards spawn. But still, right down to the wire here. Oscar sometimes will hit those. Sticko 1 versus 1. He knows where Gate is. He also has the bomb and 50 seconds to work with.
Pop up. He's playing the angle so that he can crouch peek, so that he can immediately fire toward a headshot position. He doesn't quite land it. That reveals that he was toward the A ramp, which I think Gade was well aware of anyway. But with 12 HP, he'll now try and prance his way back to B. 2 for Sticko in the round, 1 for Gade. And Gade, having realized he's not gone into the A side, is already going to rotate toward mid and get back toward B. He wants to be at mid so he can swing either direction when the bomb is planted. He now knows that it is. And all it really takes is positional awareness for Gade to win this round. M4, doesn't really matter that he's against an AK because it's 12 HP. That's all for Sticko. And in the corner, it's an off angle. He might, should his accuracy reward him, find it, and will. Gade walks directly into the crosshair, 9-2.
Not bad at all. Sticko taking himself out of the usual choke point positions, holding the bends towards short. Sometimes can be an advantageous position, but very common, a pre-fire perhaps. He sets himself up towards the bench, but right in the corner there's one angle he could really check and have a chance of swinging to other positions, but he walked into the crosshair. That's great awareness there. And Sticko does find the reset. It will be North now with 2 rounds on the board. Lost all 5 players in the subsequent round, and they will have enough for a buy. It'll just be so ropey. It could be the end of the game if they went for it. Might have to allow this one to go to double digits, and at that point aim for the 10-5. Or, another option of course, fully invest, see what they can do with it. It worked before with the rifles and no utility. It'll be a very similar equation. As the M4s will be seen. Got 2 of those remaining, North. Probably going to need all of them at this rate, and they do buy. An MP9 for Cadian. Valda on the 5.7. There's 3 rifles, a distinct lack of grenades in total. And you can see it's very common. Considering their money situation, Kiabi's got to push. But Chris J ready for it. Takes him down there. 2 players there. Always going to trade. That's just such a underwhelming approach from the CTs. Like, what was they ever really going to do? You just push one player there, trade him out, then what? You had no flashes. You had no real getaway plan. It was just not going to be a thing, was it? Needed to maybe push 3 towards middle and take a real gamble to try and get a couple of trades.
Rops jumps away. Gets the AK back towards spawn. Make sure no one that's pushing through can easily capitalize on that rotation. He gets the bomb and heads toward the apartments, which likely means we have our final destination of B. Sticko over top of the water faucet. Rather an annoying. A nice attention to detail by Valve, but rather annoying. I like less clutter on maps, I think.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Valve employees,
Oh,
map makers, maybe, artists. AZ, bench, tried to spray into it, couldn't do it. Oscar gets the shot instead. Sunny finds Gade immediately in return. Chris J, he'll swing around. We get the SIG into the picture. Second time we've seen the, what do we call it, secondary rifle? Almost third, because you've got the FAMAS and Galil's normally in that position. But we've seen the AUG, we've seen the Krieg. That's the point.
Yeah, well, they're slowly creeping to the gameplay. Everyone's not aware. They have been reduced down to a similar price brackets as the AK and M4. Originally, the Krieg was $3,000. It's now $2,750.
$50 more, that's it.
Yeah, so
on each respective side.
Absolutely. So that's making it a viable weapon now. The stats aren't crazy better than the AK, understandably. It's just a different weapon, in my opinion, and one that definitely has its benefits, but its flaws as well. The rate of fire feels a bit weird on the Krieg, and the recoil is not quite the same. Makes things a little bit odd. But there we go. mousesports will confirm the round victory any second now. Cadian will just be waiting and looking to maybe pick up whatever he can. He's already got the Krieg, to be fair, and he's got 4750. He could actually drop that Krieg and buy an AWP himself. I'm almost certain he's going to do that. We'll see if that's the case. Oh, to be fair, his teammates are destroyed in cash, so maybe they won't.
Yeah.
I forgot about that force buy factor. But at least he's got a good spawn. He could just jump Palace here.
He has 4450 post buy.
He
Yeah, they
put
could
a
have forced
smoke,
out
yeah.
one other around it, like with armor, give him a gun away. But yeah, is that worth it? You'd rather play the long game, I think, at this point. Also, when you're so far down in rounds and the gun gone already, you're right. He had a great spawn, but gets there and Rops was ready for it.
Well, they'll have another bite of the cherry here, but Chris J's coming through. And, oh, I thought Gate had the line up there. A real chance, but one that wouldn't be realized. It's going to be bowed up with the USP. Decent effort there with the headshot, but a clean round again. 11-2. There is a couple more buys available now for North. We'll see if they can maybe get a couple more on the board. It feels like this one might be overmap. They are struggling on the CT side. Not ideal.
Not really. Not considering the game they just put forward on Inferno. So the Krieg stays out. There was 2 kills from it last round, one on either side because the pickup was there after it went down. We get Katie onto the op. Is that the difference maker?
At this point, maybe not. If they get 11-4, it'll still be a pretty disastrous half.
That timing from AZ. I mean, he's standing there with no support toward Palace, so he has to watch both directions. Gets flashed and gets wrecked. Yeah,
it's not looking good. Cadian's completely flashed on the steps there. Not a good position to be in with the AWP. You're very vulnerable. And he'll go for the quick scope. That's ambitious and could have connected for him, but this time it definitely doesn't. Oscar, he's so good close range. A very combative author as he'll find himself in an advantageous position. You can see Valda trying to push with his smoke. This is desperate plays at this point, trying to make something happen. And Gade, the young rookie, his first professional season of Counter-Strike, trying to win out here in the 2 versus 1, but Sunny spots the final player, doesn't go for the knife, just confirms it with a headshot. It will be the final round. This has not been the most exciting game, considering what we saw in Inferno. Absolutely. 6 kills for Valda, AZ on 5, Katie on 5. It's only Gade that's really fragging. In decent numbers, he's got 12 and 12. They'll have to buy up whatever they can here for the final round.
Final round of the first half, that is, of course. But yeah, rather remarkable half for mousesports. Even Katie goes for that quick scope, and Oscar's like, nah, I'm already here, son. And then does the exact same thing around the corner again. It's like, let me show you how it's done.
Yeah, he's the master.
Pulls a Ludicrous and tells him to move, get out the way.
Sure.
Oscar again. Okay, fair play. Poor Cadian.
Yeah, nothing he can really do here. Trying his best, got up close. Really didn't work out for him. And Sunny, he hasn't really missed much so far in Mirage. He'll be looking to take out Kiabi. He's got the MP5. Really not the best weapon in this particular scenario. You might be able to get a few shots off like he did. But Oscar burning to a crisp. 7 HP, but Sunny will strike and demolish the A site. And that will be Rops confirming it's going to be a 13-2 half. Valda at this point. Again, padding stats. I think I said that before. As it will be shots through the smoke. 13-2 on the T side of Mirage. A very quick game. Potentially. But remember, this is Pro League. We do like the 12-3s, 13-2s that are never closed out. It's one of the curses.
It is true. That is shout out to Matt Klein, a thing of the past from the end of 2016.
It's like, guys, it's definitely going to be, it's like the last game of the evening. It's like 2 in the morning. It's like, right, 13-2.
It's going to be over, boys. Don't worry about it.
It's going to be over then. No.
Everything's going to be all right. Every little thing is going to be all right. Who sings that? You're the music man, Hank.
I'm thinking. I'll get back to you.
I'll look it up. Don't worry about it. Is it Bob Marley?
Yes.
No. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, look at me. I'm a music pro.
We'll see round number 1 in the second half begin. You can see the scores on the doors right now. Rops with 49, but 114 for Sunny in terms of ADR. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from them. And we'll see Chris J as well. 14 kills to his name. Oscar, 14. Everyone's fragging. Katie and the AWPer of the north side not really delivering much in that department. So going to need something monstrous from the North squad here in the second half. Pistol has to come through. Can't even afford to get to that 3rd round. So what have they got to bring? We'll have a look at their buy. A smoke, a flashbang, and a decoy. And a rush B by the looks of things. Why not? Let's get stuck in. Kiabi to lead the way. It's only one player there with Chris J with the backstab coming through.
Kirby swinging around the pillars, takes over the sights, stick go down. That certainly creates room to get the bomb planted, but it's a very quick retake. This retake attempt from Chris J as he already finds Gate. Kirby got it further. But Chris is still on the balcony and he's taking no prisoners as he finds Katie in the back lines. Chris to Kirby, what a retake. 13 becomes 14. And they get showed the door team.
Chris J is
not
playing
the best work.
Not the best.
But that's all right.
No, it was all right. You just get back in the swing of things.
Exactly.
Chris J with 4. He looks unbelievable right now. 4 kills for him, 18 in total. And that pretty much is GG. They're going to have to buy here. You can't let it go 15-2, chaps. You're going to have to buy.
We regret to inform you that purchasing is mandatory.
Yep, absolutely. You have the right to do as we tell you. And we'll see ourselves in a very problematic situation, North. It's unlikely they pick this one up because Chris J's got the AWP already. That's really not ideal considering it's round number 2. Gate, good flashbang. And it actually gets him some entrance here towards the B side. This isn't necessarily over this round.
Good shot from Chris. Watch for Sonny. Hanging out with that shelf, that tight little peek. The Gate's already up to the window. Good timing on the flash. Sonny's got him down. That was their best chance to hold off the retake. Sonny finds 2 as a result of entering in such a fashion. And Chris gets Katie in, leaving us with just AZ, which leaves us with 15 rounds. Let's face it, the inevitable is that we get 15 rounds. Chris confirms. Oh, they all wanted the defuse. That's cute.
I always want to help out. And we'll see. North down 15-2. It's not looking good for the Danish Lions here, Matt. It looks like their days are numbered here. They managed to pick up a victory on Inferno. Whether they're going to do the same here, I'm not so sure. It looks like they're going to need 13 rounds in a row just to get us to overtime here. They're going to have Khalil's, 1 AK, and that's about it. 5 smokes. At this point, considering there's no map coming up after this, might as well accept this one's going to slip by. But they'll do what they can.
They will indeed. We could be as simply put as game, set, match, Nadal. 16 looking likely against some slightly better weaponry given the circumstances of the economy system currently. Valda's going to take down Oscar as he jumps out the window looking to inquire at the underpass position, but it's all level on 4s. Chris pushing back through with the op. We've seen him in this position before, haven't we, Hank?
Oh, he wants a little bit more. We certainly have seen it a few times. He hits every single shot. He's in the zone tonight, it seems. It's Valda and AZ with just 1 smoke, Galil's in hand, and a backstab from the Dane to try and secure this round. But CTs are no rush to actually defuse this one by the looks of things. AZ will be left in towards the palace area. 3 players to defend. Could still do this one. He's on the side right now. They'll be aware of it. They know exactly where he is. Should be done at this point. Are they trying to knife him? Oh, they're throwing it away.
Why?
Okay.
AZ keeps it alive. I think they were. I think they certainly rushed that, just trying to have some fun. It keeps us alive for another round, Henry. It means we get to be together longer tonight.
Okay, they weren't trying to knife him. I think they were trying to do jump shots and stuff like that. You could see AZ was going to win that from the setup. It was a little odd. They waited so much time for the rotation, and now we get the delights of a few redundant rounds.
Potentially. They are onto pistols again. Broken down already. The analyst inside of Chad has died a little bit watching that previous round. But he'll be all right come morning. Kirby wants out of the doorway at Palace. 2 players there. One at Shadow. Make that no one there at all because they're both dead. Valda walked out from Connector. Oh, Oscar, he's still there. There was 3. I didn't catch that. Either way, he's gone as well. So what's the point in mentioning it? Because, Henry, you're right. Redundant round indeed. North will find number 4.
And might be another eco here. No, it looks okay. It's a Sunny they can't really buy, but he's purchased straight up with the M4. Kevlar, no helmet, no nades, combo, looking to finish things off now. North at this point, it's all about pride, trying to keep the money, or the score, I should say, more respectable. We'll see whether they can do it here. They can get it to like 10, 11 rounds. It would look better on the scoreboards, but ultimately it's still we, mousesports, winning this one. We'll see what happens. Sunny, aggressive, of course, trying to find the first kill. He'll certainly do that. Falls back effectively. Gade cannot get the trade.
Can't get the trade. Valda start to work up toward mid. Mousesports certainly not going to take any more chances, I imagine. Just get this over with. Another bite at the cherry, Hank.
Time ticking away. No map control picked up for North so far. You see Cadian just looking for the common Chris J tendencies. He normally likes to hold that corner, but no dice this time, holding more defensively. Trying to find the setup that will just win them this one round, get it over with. They do have the lead still so far. What a pick that is from Cadian. Still trying to take this to overtime.
Desperate. So it's a long way to go.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited. Drops the holding. Top side of connector from inside of the site. Thought he might get more for that. His first peek was very efficient. The second one, not quite. Didn't yield him any results at all. In fact, his Volt is tagged as well. Cadian does get stick go. Oscar tries to respond. Knows the bomb is being planted. Flashed out of apartment, though he's got to slow himself up. Can't deny the plant. Sunny's going to try and wrap around and do everything. All the work. 1 versus 2. As North with the plants put themselves in prime real estate because now they know exactly where Sunny is. He's going to try and change that, work this to his advantage, and by rotating towards CT stairs, he'll confront Valda directly, and Valda has the AWP. Surely he's got to consider this. He's not. That's just a gift for Sunny.
Well, I don't think the round is possible without the kits. He'll do his best. He is assuming the players in towards the palace, but he would be incorrect. AZ's waiting at the A ramp there. It's 15-5. North clawing their way back into it. It's going to take a lot more from here. Still 10 rounds in a row required. And we'll see if this is where they can get going. It's going to be another full eco from mousesports here, I'd imagine. No reason to buy into it. You're not trying to take money out of their hands. It doesn't really have a factor at this point. You just need that round win on the board to close it all out.
Just give her. Just give her to Beards B, boys. It's a bit of a rush for a gun round versus pistols, but should work out all right. A stack noise. One inside. On the boxes, they realize it. It's too little, too late. Oscar with a kill, swinging out. Sunny's able to take down Volta. They've got the advantage, but not for long. As the rifles pull back the kills. Chris J left inside of the site with a USP. He's being sneaky, but AZ's found him. 15-6. Shirley. Shirley? Shelly.
Yes, exactly. We'll see what happens as you get into the next gun round here. M4's available. Double orbs too. mousesports looking to close it out in a clean fashion. I'm sure they can do it. It's just a matter of time. North won't be too excited just yet. Cadian's turned it on in the second half. Obviously a little bit too late, but starting to find the frags now, carrying through the important moments, getting the opening kills as well. Chris J. Position in the middle. This is a very default round from North. You can see them working towards underpass, but maybe not for long. First kill comes in favor of mousesports once again, but still need to find 4 more. A split coming through. Kiabi from the connector might be able to get the drop on them here. As you can see, they're not watching it whatsoever. And he'll get the first, but Robs with a great shot. Just to deny a second there. Chris J might have done enough at this point as Robs gets himself buried into the corner. AZ and Cadian fighting back, but that's a nice shot.
I dare say that the timing was slightly different on that. Kirby would have had 2. Because the way that he shot and transferred, he had to hit the player in the air, but his lineup was correct for Firebox. Nonetheless, mousesports with a man advantage. A minute to go, and AZ and Cadian trying to backtrack over toward B. I'm not sure the second player's going to get there for free. I think Oscar might have a lineup on it. It doesn't shoot. At least he has the information.
Well, that was a chance to close it out right there.
It's a cool knife.
But he still knows the player's coming from this position, right? Oh, that's even better. That's bomb down. That should be it now. AZ would have to hit an amazing shot to allow that to slip away, but still entertaining game. We saw North come up in the second half, maybe have a slight chance there, but ultimately gave way too much up. 13-2 in the first half is always going to be disastrous.
13-2 in the first half, and you're right. They could have had a slight chance. That came mostly from the jump shots in a rather awkward situation against AZ, but as it sits, it's 1-1 on the night, and with that, we're going to send it over to Ron Burgundy and Chad.
Hi, I'm Ron Burgundy. Just kidding, I'm not. In fact, thank you guys for your contributions.
You're welcome.
Right.
We'll see you tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah, we'll just keep away from those guys. Anyway, so we do see a split of maps tonight, so that's pretty nice to see out of North. Of course, making it hard for themselves here when it came to Mirage, Chad.
Well, this is the thing. This is mousesports' comfort zone, right? And you can see a lot of those factors that we talked about, the opening frags, Chris J just being super impactful. There is a round that I want to go over, and this is only round number 5 of the game here. Now, normally on a map like Mirage, you do a lot of your pacing through middle. This is an execute trace that's going to come out towards the A-bomb site, but they'll be feigning that mid control. So we can play the round out right now, and what we're going to mainly look at here is identifying that feigning towards middle and then how quickly they can pounce on that A-bomb site. It's going to switch to Sunny's POV right now, so if we just pause it right here. Normally what you see from teams is this mid-smoke. With this mid-smoke is normally a Molotov over towards connector, and then once they get mid-box control, they'll also smoke window. But as you can see on the map right here, the rest of the players from mousesports are poised ready for an A execute, the standard wall smokes, the standard set piece that we see time and time again. Sunny's actually to get very lucky here, so we're going to play this one out. You're going to see him going hyper-aggressive and basically trying to draw all the attention. He wants to get anybody who's meant to be looking towards A, looking towards middle. This kill that he's going to get right here is going to draw these players into limbo, and they're just going to be able to stroll onto that A bomb site. Christian with 2 massive kills, and at this point it's done. And you can see right now the aggression right here. This is Rocks, if we look at him on the little bit of the map, pushing straight into spawn, ready to cut off the rotations. He's going to push all the way around. We're going to see from his POV that Volde can't escape. He's now pinned, not expecting a player to be that aggressive. He's dead, and that's round over. Good night. And that level of aggression we saw constantly from mousesports throughout this match.
Just constant pressure and constantly being able to push them out of the positions where in which, you know, you might already be entrenched within the bomb site, but when that sort of exposure is coming down on you, it's kind of tough to topple.
Yeah, you could see as well that the guys from North were trying to combat the normal mid control by having 2 players go aggressive catwalk when those A smokes came in, but Sunny's position, it was an off angle, able to get one in transition, and from that point, you know, it's pretty good for mousesports.
Here's the position I want to stand on, Chad, and that is the head-to-head run-through here of Chris J and Oscar. In fact, these 2 players both having a very much a volatile stance within matches when they do come online, and that being Katie and Oscar.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that on the AWP for both of these players, look, we obviously saw more from Oscar. On the CT side, we saw the duo setup come out from Chris J and Oscar. They were both using it, plying it, and eventually Chris J's aggression down middle and Oscar to close it. That's how potent it was. Difficult game for Katie to get online with the AWP, right? When you're losing 13-2 and you're having to rotate constantly into bomb sites after Chris J's getting entry frags, there's not a lot you're able to get away with here, but this is one of the maps where Oscar does his best work.
Yes, and when he comes online, it is a very scary ordeal, and that is why we're going to quickly go offline, and by that I mean we're going to take a break. When we come back, we do have our next set of matches. Chad, you know where we're going?
Definitely NIP versus Fnatic, the Swedish derby.
Couldn't have said any better myself. It's going to be Train in Mirage where we're squaring off. You don't want to miss it, so don't go anywhere.